Iran fired at American military strongholds in the Persian Gulf today after a 13th night of U.S. strikes against Iran. Iran says it launched a drone attack on U.S. military targets in Jordan and Bahrain. Sources say explosions were also heard near a military base hosting U.S. forces in northern Iraq. Today, a reporter asked President Trump what the exit strategy would be.
I think there's a lot of them. There's a military exit where we just keep going just the way we are, and we can even make it a heavier dose, and it's knocking out everything they have. Or there's a smarter strategy, and that's you make a deal, and they want to make a deal. I just don't think they're ready yet.
And CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd joins me with more on this. Sam, what's your assessment of where we're at right now in this war? I mean, is an exit strategy something realistic at this point?
Certainly, the president doesn't seem to understand that the Iranian regime is willing to buckle down for the long term when it comes to suffering military strikes. And on the flip side, conducting military strikes of their own. The Iranian regime was at war with Iraq for several years back in the 80s. And certainly they seem very ready to continue hitting U.S. assets and U.S. personnel throughout the region, whether that be military personnel. They could expand that to civilian assets, intelligence assets, as well as just American civilians in the region. So it certainly looks like we are engaged in a war without a strategy. And the Iranians don't appear to feel pressure to come back to the negotiating table in a meaningful way.
So sources are saying, Sam, that there's some concern now within the Trump administration about the pace at which the U.S. is using those missile interceptors and, some other weapons. Some are saying the situation is unsustainable. Do you agree?
It is certainly not classified information that the United States has been running low on these Patriot interceptor batteries. And the reality is, Chanel, that it is open source information that these things just aren't manufactured overnight. They take time. And these interceptors are needed in Ukraine. Zelensky wants them desperately, and throughout the Middle East. So the administration is under pressure to place these interceptors in various places. And even with all the funding in the world, it just takes time to make them. And I lived in Iraq for a year. I can't tell you how many times I ducked and covered from an incoming Iranian-backed projectile. And there just aren't enough Patriot interceptors in the world to protect all of the potential targets from Iranian fire. And that's why I don't think there's purely a military solution to this conflict.
So, Sam, President Trump was also asked today about how Russia and China are factoring into this war. And today he said that he trusts that they aren't helping Iran. Is that a safe bet here?
We just don't know, Chanel, if President Trump is going on anything more than a feeling. We know that China and Russia have a long history of providing Iran with economic lifelines, buying sanctioned products, transferring dual-use technologies, and providing intelligence. So certainly President Trump has historically relied on his gut or feelings versus actual intelligence analysis. We have no reason to believe that this time is any different. We do know China and Iran's track record when it comes to Iran.
Okay, Sam Vinograd, thank you.